tonight. Gold Coast residents are on high alert as Cyclone Alfred intensifies, threatening to bring severe weather conditions to Australia's east coast. Niue's community is being called upon to help identify and report sightings of an invasive species. And Niue makes its mark in CrossFit history, hosting the island's inaugural Rookie Games, drawing crowds from across the motu. Ke tau mā ngā whakahelehele o si ha Niue nuku tutaha moi tau ha kenga ke he motu kehe. Good evening and welcome to BCN News. Millions of residents along Australia's east coast are on high alert as Tropical Cyclone Alfred intensifies offshore. The Category 2 system is expected to hit Australia from tomorrow morning, bringing damaging winds and flash flooding across the states of Queensland and New South Wales. But residents are already feeling the cyclone's impact, with nearly 90,000 homes experiencing power outages today. Among those bracing for impact is Niue President for the Gold Coast, Roger Jackson. BCN spoke with him this afternoon. Whakaloflahi atu wa matua. Roger, thank you so much for speaking with BCN. How is the situation on the ground where you are at the moment?
The cyclone is quite widespread, starting from Noosa all the way down to Lismore. And the Gold Coast is in the middle. Although the eye of the cyclone is hitting above north of Brisbane, heading to Sunshine Coast, but I think because of its widespread, the tail of that eye is a very destructive force, which the Gold Coast is part of that pattern. We're up here on the bit higher than where my wife and I used to live. We're here with our son up here in Pimpama, but the Gold Coast, when we were down there this morning, there were branches broken, and the wind is not picking up as yet, but it's raining. It's not a heavy rain, but eventually I think we're going to cop the rain, flash flood we expected.
What has been the official advice to locals on the ground?
The advice from our officials are keep away from the waves. There's erosion, very heavy erosion down at Surfers Paradise, where myself used to walk just about every morning of the week, but nobody can do any walk now. Of course, there are a handful of youngsters, surfers who want to experience it, but the advice from the locals is to keep away, stay safe, stay indoors, because if we will hit, we will have a impact, a very strong impact from this cyclone within the next 12 to 18 hours.
How many tangata Niue do you know are on the Gold Coast and Brisbane, and what has been your advice to them?
Oh, down here in the Gold Coast, I believe there's approximately about 400 to 500 Niueans down here. It could be more, and it's more than that in Brisbane. Could be 2,000-3,000, up to 5,000. A lot of Niueans here.
Okay, good morning. This is from Labrador. So down the end of Surfers Paradise. So this is what it's looking like. Still very calm. Where those tall buildings, that's Surfers Paradise.
Yeah, my message to them was we are all aware of this cyclone. We're all aware of the force, the impact is going to happen. Follow the directions of the officials and be strong. Pray to God to give you comfort, and we will get over this.
Back to Niue. Niue's community is being called upon to help identify and report any sightings of the invasive African tulip. Niue's Department of Environment says the species is among a list of priority invasives the department is working to control on the island. They plan to initiate eradication efforts for the invasive this year.
So as part of this program, especially now that we're starting off, is asking the people of Niue if they have any of these trees growing around their households or anywhere, especially around some of the bush tracks that we haven't been able to get to.
Known by its local name Tangamimi, the tulip is identifiable by its large and vibrant orange blooms. But despite its appearance, the tulip is ranked among the world's top 100 worst invasive alien species and has become a significant problem throughout the Pacific region, including Fiji, Samoa, the Cook Islands, and now Niue.
What we're asking for the public is to let us know of all the sites that we have with African tulip trees. Because unless we actually remove all of it, we can't really say that we've eradicated it from Niue. And we have to eradicate every single plant during the program, otherwise it won't be a eradication program, it will just be a control program.
Tonga Tule says they have identified 7 sites on Niue so far, with the largest discovery made in Whasiau in the village of Vaea, covering over 1 hectare. The department is asking residents to report any sightings by contacting their office. New Zealand has announced funding for the construction of a new justice building in Niue. Foreign Affairs Minister Winston Peters said New Zealand will support Niue with the design and construction of the new building in Alofi. Prime Minister Dalton Tangelangi is currently in New Zealand. This week he engaged in a number of high-level meetings with Prime Minister Christopher Luxon, Minister Peters, Defence Minister Judith Collins and Associate Defence Minister Chris Pink. It comes as geopolitical tensions mount in the Pacific. Peters says Niue's future is interconnected with the Pacific region and New Zealand remains steadfast in supporting its round partners' development across a range of sectors. Meanwhile, New Zealand has also announced new support for local businesses. A $500,000 loan has been made available to support small and medium-sized enterprises on the island through a partnership between Business Link Pacific and the Niue Development Bank. The initiative is part of New Zealand's International Development Cooperation Program.
So anything up to 50k per business. There's a few rules around it. Just it has to be an existing business that's currently operating. And we're really looking for businesses where they can invest in technology, machinery, improvements to property that can really help them go to that next level.
Those interested in applying for the loan can contact the Niue Development Bank in Alofi for more information. For the first time, the Niue Meteorological Service and the Department of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry will collaborate to produce a food security outlook bulletin for Niue. Here's more on this story.
Deputy Director of DEF, Niu Awe, said last week's 2-day workshop on developing tailored climate and ocean products is all about food security.
Our involvement as the Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, it's really good because it's all about food security and data from Mid-Service and our collaboration in terms of outlooks and predictions for farmers and fishermen, especially in terms of planting crops and what type of management types to use.
Niue Met Service Director Rosie Misiepo says this is a big achievement as it's the first time there is a collaboration between Niue Met and DEF to produce this bulletin.
For us at Niue Met Service, it's a big achievement because this is the first time that we've had a stakeholder combine with us to produce an actual bulletin. So I'm very, very grateful, very positive feedback from the Agricultural Department as well as from the Niue Met Service staff.
Also present was Dr. Grant Smith alongside 2 staff of the Bureau of Meteorology Australia who were on the island offering their support on climate scale information around food security.
Here in Niue this week we're producing a Agromet and Fisheries food security bulletin, so trying to provide climate scale information that could be of assistance to the agriculture, forestry and fisheries sectors around food security.
The Niue Food Security Outlook Bulletin will provide farmers and fishers with advice on the next months based on climate and ocean monitoring and prediction information. Mersa Takala, BCN News.
This Saturday, groups throughout Niue are set to commemorate International Women's Day and this year's theme, Accelerate Action for Gender Equality. As Mere Satakala found out, Niue women have played a crucial role in leadership roles across the island's private and public sectors, in Parliament and the community. She spoke with just some of Niue's community leaders to ask what the significance of the day means to them.
Women everywhere have always played an integral role within their families, communities, society, and in building a nation. Niue is no different, with women making a difference with their creative ideas, skills, and advocacy roles. Niue Chamber of Commerce Finance Marketing and Membership Coordinator Charlotte Mangatongia shares the best part about her job.
The best part of my job would probably be the community activities that we do with the Niue Chamber of Commerce, so events like this, working with our women groups on the island, also our programs with the youth, our young entrepreneurs and junior entrepreneurs, just any activity that gets us interacting with the community is what I actually enjoy in my job.
NCOC's annual International Women's Day event has been postponed to April the 4th due to work commitments and the renovations of the Matavai Resort.
At the Niue Chamber of Commerce, International Women's Day is a really important event. It identifies key areas where women are involved to highlight their achievements and to continue to push for inclusivity and gender equality, not only in Niue but also globally.
For Education Director Natasha Tuavaka, the best part about her job is working with the different people in the various education sectors and the importance of working together so that our children succeed. When asked about female figures that have inspired her and what the day means to her, Natasha had this to say.
Most naturally would be my mother, Tiva Taiano, who also sat in this role or was in this role as director many years ago. She's a former educator herself, instilling in just the core values of respect, hard work, and ensuring that we serve our communities, as well as helping our people. It's definitely, I guess, just celebrating women, Niuean women, and encouraging our young women to ensure that they become educated. So for me, that's one of the visions, is to ensure that they not only go to the secondary level, but aspire to higher leading roles. There's only a few Niueans on this earth, and very few remain on Niue. And I guess that's the goal, is to inspire young women to further, take on further education and to return and help develop Niue.
Tourism Director Maika Fuhiniu Viviani says by empowering women with the tools, mentorship and leadership roles they deserve, we accelerate progress for all. Viviani was raised by a strong, independent woman and hardworking mother who set an unshakable example of resilience, perseverance and self-sufficiency. Alongside her 4 sisters who have played a significant role in shaping her values, instilling the importance of unity, determination and unwavering support for one another. Asked about the best part of her job with an all-female team,
I think the best part for me of being the Director of Tourism is the opportunity to showcase Niue to the world. For me as well, it's the positive impact that tourism has on whether it's the local economy, our people, our communities. I think that's one of the biggest sort of highlights for me as the Director of Tourism.
For Niue Met Service Director Rosie Misiepo, the best part about her job is her passion to build young people, especially her young officers.
I'm very honored to be one of the women leaders in Niue for the Niue Meteorological Service. And one of the things that I am very passionate about is building young people, young officers in my department to be great leaders of the future. International Women's Day, to me, I think it comes down to realizing how we've come into this world. So acknowledging and being inspired by our mothers. Our mothers have brought us into this world, so those are the people who have made us stronger people in our day and age. And they've always been there, being the supportive role behind us, empowering us in many different ways.
Various events are scheduled around the island this week. International Women's Day is a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. BCN News wishes all our amazing, hardworking women of Niue a happy International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day!
Happy International Women's Day!
Mersa Takala, BCN News.
And in sports, Niue made its mark in CrossFit history at the weekend, hosting the island's inaugural Rookie Games. The competition saw 56 athletes from across the motu giving it their all, what event organiser Elizabeth Swan hopes is the beginning of a new sports movement in Niue. Armoured up with all the deep heat, knee sleeves and courage, athletes from across the Motu piled into Niue High School Hall for the island's first ever CrossFit Challenge.
Heaps of teams, heaps of people, good vibes, good vibes. It's good to experience this first time.
From first-timers to Niue's senior fitness gurus, Niue's oldest athlete, Alan Tano, at 67 years old, here to prove that fitness is for everyone.
Encourage the older, encourage those, especially my age, to come train. They say, oh, they go to the push. Push work, go push hard work, it's not training.
And as the clock hit 10 a.m, the 14 teams and 56 athletes were underway, giving it their all. In a grueling set of high-intensity movements throughout the day. Blood, sweat and workout tears.
It was a struggle. Yeah, coming out of retirement doing no exercise, but yeah.
For some here it was a family affair.
Who are you guys representing? TMT!
Good time bonding with our village kids as well. It's just time to come out and, like I said, just bond.
Including for local MP and Mani Whakaosi Manavalui.
Between all of us in the family, I think there's 3 teams that we're participating in, so really happy.
For event organiser and passionate CrossFit Elizabeth Swan, who moved to Niue in September last year, she says she was inspired to create the event for locals having missed CrossFit in New Zealand.
It was a really good event. The turnout, just talking to some of the participants, they really enjoyed it, which was great.
What she hopes will become a regular sport.
Awesome. I think there should be more of this.
CrossFit's an awesome sport to have within the community, and it's a great fit for our community because it's scalable to anybody.
As Niue grapples with alarming rates of short life expectancy and non-communicable diseases like cancer and diabetes, Ikimo believes that the sport may hold the key to a healthier future for the island's youth.
Events such as this in terms of helping to fight NCDs within our community, absolutely.
And while it was cheers all around at the final countdown, those here hoping it won't be the end of the finish line for CrossFit in Niue. Moana Makapiluli, BCN News. That's our show for tonight. If you have a story to share, you can reach out to us on our BCN Facebook page or visit us at the Met Office. A special whakalofatu to our viewers from across the region and to our partners at Pacifica TV. I'm Moana Makapiluli, Monuina e Pō.